Hey, it's Blaine from Actualize Sports and Fitness here, coming to you with our continuation of the 6 days of banded resistance training. We are on day 4, and we're going to be focusing on back. So let's get started. Just note that today we're going to be hitting our back from several different types of angles. There's a lot of different muscles and components to the back, so we're going to try several different movements and different grips and different angles to try to create a very holistic effect. So what we're going to start first is with a pull-up. So our guess is most of you do not have an overhead apparatus at home, but if you do, we want to give you that option. So if you were to actualize, we'd actually pull this across right here and you'd step into the band to give you that help from a resistance point of view. But most of you probably won't have access to a rack like this. So the easiest way to do this is to go ahead and tie your resistance overhead, step into your band, and then we're going to take an overhand grip to get our pull-ups here. We're going to step in, and before you get started, we want you to do what's called a scap up. So you're going to shrug yourself up, gently squeeze your elbows to your ribs, and then we're going to aggressively pull our chin to the bar, negative control on the way down. We want to get that full extension at the bottom as we pull. I'm only going to do a few reps right here because I think the majority of you are going to need something a different alternative there. So your alternative here is you're going to affix a band to something overhead, and we're going to do a pronated grip or overhand grip lat pull down from a seated position. So what we're going to do right here to get into that pronated grip is we're going to create a triangle. We're going to come into a seated position. We're going to pull ourselves back just enough so that we can feel that tension already creating in the band. Proud chest, maybe a gentle rock back. We don't want to be all the way back into here because we're looking for that overhead pull, and then we're going to get that scap pull down, squeeze our elbows to our ribs, and then we're going to pull in that pronated overhand grip. We want that aggressive action down. We're going to squeeze, hold at the bottom, control all the way up, feel the stretch at the top, and there is our movement. So I think I've got you doing a total of 12 to 15 reps. We're going to do 2 sets of that, and we want you resting 60 to 90 seconds. Now for B, we're going to take a very similar type of approach. So instead of doing a pull-up with the overhand grip, you're going to be doing a chin-up. So if you have access, like we showed you before, to an overhead apparatus, we can do a chin-up. You're simply going to reverse your grip underneath and conduct the same amount of sets and reps there. And if you do not have access to do the chin-up version, we're going to get you into again a seated lat pull down, but this time instead of going with the overhand pronated grip, we're going to have you go reverse grip. So we're going to turn the reverse grip around and then proud chest, core tight, and it's that same movement. A little bit of a different angle, gets a little bit of a different focus here, and that's what we're after. All right, and there's B. All right, moving on to our next move, we're going to be doing a banded one-arm, half-kneeling lat pull-down at a 45-degree angle. So we're staying with this lat pull-down concept, but we're changing the angle from overhead to a 45-degree angle. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and come into a half-kneeling position. The working arm, that knee is going to be grounded to the ground. I can pull myself back even further to give myself more resistance. Before anything else, I want to fire this glute hamstring on back here to stabilize and ground me to the ground. I want to get that scap back that we talked about. Gently squeeze our elbow to our ribs, and then we're going to aggressively pull down. And there's our move. We want to stay away from trying to do the move primarily with our bicep. We're going to use this primary mover muscle back here, this big old lat muscle, to do the work. We don't need to crank way back here. We're going to bring our tricep just in alignment with our body in the back. Get that squeeze right at the bottom and work that negative until you feel that stretch at the top, and there's our movement. So you're going to be getting a total of 12 to 15 reps per side on that one as well. Same set rep protocol and rest with the 60 to 90 seconds. All right, your next move is a banded one-arm standing row from a neutral grip. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a band somewhere around mid-chest or the middle of your body. So we move from the overhead to the 45 degree, and now we're going to be more in alignment from from a neutral pulling position. And I've got you doing a neutral grip, which means I just want that palm facing in, and we're gonna be in a bent over posture. So feet just outside shade of your hips, proud chest. We're gonna push those hips to the back wall, but we don't wanna let that shoulder rotate anterior. We're gonna keep those shoulder blades activated back, proud chest, core tight. Same pulling action, gently squeeze those elbows to our ribs, get that little scapular protraction back, and then we're gonna go ahead and get that pull. Good, feel the stretch at the bottom, aggressive pull back, 1,000 hold. Keep gently squeezing that elbow to your ribs. You're gonna feel that scapular muscle glide on your rib cage as you pull here. We're gonna stay away from leaning back here. We wanna stay a little bit more over the top. It's gonna get us a nice little anterior core focus as well. All right, for this movement, I've got you doing the same set rep protocol, 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps with the same rest. All right, our last 2 moves, moving into, for movement F, a banded straight arm pull down. So what you can do is affix the band over the top of your head. You're gonna grab on both sides. We wanna step back until we feel that resistance come into play. You can grab up a little higher to get that as well. Slight bend in our knees, proud chest. What we want to do is gently pull down until we feel the contraction in our lats. And then what we're going to do from here is aggressively pull down to our hips or our pockets. So it's going to be aggressive down. I'm going to work that negative control all the way up. I don't want to let the joint go into laxity and let go of the contraction, so I'm going to stay on top of it. 2. This is a great movement. You're also going to notice your obliques get involved as well as your anterior core. Now to finish off, we're going to take you into a banded shrug. This is our last move. You likely want to get a band that's a little bit fatter for this one. You're going to bring your feet about shoulder width apart. You're going to grab down to get the load. We want to stand up with a nice proud chest to protect your back. Shoulder blades activated back, engage your core. And from here, we're simply going to shrug up. 1,002. Instead of just dropping them down, we want to work that negative control down. Feel that stretch at the bottom. Feel the contraction at the top. And there we go. So same set rep protocol and rest is there as well. So we're just finished day 4 of our resistance training. We've got a couple more body parts to focus on. If you're not already watching Coach Jenny on Instagram on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays live, make sure you do that. Have a great day.